Today, we're going bold and saturated. In fact, we are looking at how to take your icing colors to the next level with saturated, bold colors. If you're ready to up your icing game or have been looking for a little help in this area, then in this video, it's totally for you. I'm so excited to share this with you. I've got some secrets and tips and tricks to help you get those nice saturated colors. I'm ready to show you. Let's get going. I've got 2 bowls of icing here because I want to show you 2 different colors and how to get them nice and saturated. Bold, maybe bold is what you're looking for, but really I want to show you how to get things like a saturated color and get them to develop. I've got green and I've got blue over here, and I have multiple different greens that we're going to be using. There's one green here that's like my secret weapon. I can't wait to share it with you. Typically use Americolor, so I know there's a lot of different brands out there. You know, there's Chef Master, there's a bunch of different colors. There's, and Clark has a whole line as well. A lot of them will have kind of their regular line of colors, and then they might have like a bright or bold or neon. This one happens to be an electric line of colors, and it's so helpful for getting some bright, bold, or saturated colors. On the blue side, I've got royal blue and I've got sky blue of Americolor, and that's what we're gonna use today if you happen to have electric blue. But I wanna show you how to get like a nice saturated blue without using that electric line or neon line. But let's start with the green. Typically when I'm mixing up a green, I do mix my green colors. You know, sometimes I really want like a super yellowy grass green, and then of course sometimes I want more of a cool tone, more of a forest green. So I'm gonna start with a mint green, and look at that. I've got about a cup and a half of icing here. And then usually when I am mixing up a color, I will, if I'm mixing some of the colors, then I start with one and see how that goes, and then I mix others in. Rarely do I ever put multiple colors kind of at the same time, because then it's hard to tell like which one was actually moving the needle for you, you know? Okay, well this is pretty. This is really pretty. Okay, mint green's awesome. I want to create a little bit more depth though. This is a nice color, but it's not as saturated as I want. I want something kind of more dark and saturated. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw in some leaf green. One of the tips I want to share is the fact that you really do want to make sure that you add enough of the gel color. Sometimes, you know, people are expecting, oh, I'm added a few drops. Why is it not like deep and dark and amazing? Well, you didn't add quite enough color. So, you know, the icing can only go so far with the color that's in it. And sometimes, you know, it just needs more. One of the ways to really test out, well, how far can I go with color? I recommend that you try this once. Take a bowl of icing, add so much color like you overdo it, right? And then you know where the boundary is. You kind of get a feel for how much food gel color your icing can handle. I'm gonna show you one of the tricks that I use to see if, you know, to make sure that my icing's still gonna dry if I add enough gel color. Allow yourself 1 bowl of icing, put a ton of gel color in it, and see what that boundary is. I've added the leaf green and the mint green. I'm gonna go ahead and add some electric green as well. And I've got about a teaspoon in there. It's really gonna yellow it up, but that is going to get some brightness in there. It's gonna make it really bold. Totally change that green, look at that. I'm gonna add some more leaf green for some depth. Got another teaspoon in there. Okay, I'm adding a bunch of color. Now this is because I want a deep, dark, bold color. Now, if you're not looking for that, then, you know, still watch this. There's gonna be some stuff that you learn in here that's gonna help you, you know how to develop your colors, but, you know, I'm showing you how to get that deep, dark color. Okay, so look what happened here. I have the electric green, the mint green, and then I added some more of that leaf green. And now this really has some depth to it. And it hasn't had any development time at all yet, okay? So this is a really nice green. We're starting with a really nice green. I've added 3 different gel colors. I'm gonna do a swipe test. So this is how I test to make sure that I haven't added too much gel color that it's gonna ruin my icing. So I'm gonna let that dry. I'm gonna set this off to the side with a damp paper towel over it. We're gonna move over to our blue. I'm gonna show you some tips over there. All right, while my swipe test is going, right before I start this blue over here for you, I have to tell you something. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you are ready to amaze your friends and family with amazing looking cookies to blow them away, you're in the right place. This channel is where cookie fun and deliciousness meets joy. We are all about having fun with cookies, and I'm gonna show you here on this channel how to make cookies that look super impressive, but are also easy to make. All right, please do me a favor. Make sure that you hit the subscribe button to this channel. Make sure you like this video if it's helped you out, and hit that notification bell. Also, share it with your friends and your family. I know that you know a lot of people who love to bake and might be interested in decorating cookies too, so this will help them out as well. And thank you so much again. I'm so glad that you are here and watching this video with me. Now I get to dive into the blue icing that I have. So let me show you a couple more tips and tricks for getting a saturated color without that electric line or neon colors or anything like that. So with the blue, again, I like to mix my shades a little bit. So I've got a royal blue and a sky blue. This green is still drying, so I'm gonna keep an eye on that. I'm gonna go ahead and add a decent amount of this royal blue. Ooh, this is such a pretty color. So I'm gonna add some sky blue as well. Deepens that color a little bit. Gives it a little bit of dimension. This is like a nice, like deep ocean water blue looking like. I want this to develop a little bit. I have a trick for you to speed it up a little faster. Typically, I recommend that you get your color down and then mess with your consistency. But if you're going to be mixing either a flood or like an outline consistency, go ahead and add a little bit of water. The moisture is gonna help that color develop a lot more quickly in your icing. All right, so when you are mixing bold, saturated, and you're trying to get those saturated colors, time is gonna be your friend. So letting your colors develop is gonna be key for you. Now, about how much time, there's certain things that you can do to speed up the process, like add a little bit of moisture, but really the magic comes when you allow those colors to develop. You've got your gel color put in there, you make sure that you have enough gel color, and then you just have to cover it with a paper towel, make sure that it doesn't crust over, and let it sit for just a second. You're gonna be surprised at actually how quickly that starts to develop and the color starts to change. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover this one, and I'm gonna come back in just a few minutes and see how my colors are doing. Okay, are you ready to take a look at this? They've been sitting for just a little bit, and I'm gonna take a look at my green here. This is drying really nicely. My swipe test is going well. So I know now that I have not added too much gel color to the green. Let's check out that one first here. Ooh! You guys, this takes my breath away every time because it's literally been sitting for 5 minutes. And well, this green one maybe 7 minutes, and it's really gotten nice and saturated. Oh, this is so good. Okay, so now I know that I haven't added too much gel color. I love this nice saturated color. If you're looking for a darker kind of green, and you do need to start with a darker base color. This is nice and saturated based off of the green colors that I'm using, and then that electric one really helped kind of brighten things up and make it more bold, which is what I was looking for. So keep in mind too, maybe if it hasn't quite turned the color that you were hoping for, it is going to develop a little bit more when you bag it up. It's also going to continue to darken and develop once it's on the cookie and in the drying process. So, it's gonna turn at least one more shade darker than this as it dries, and then it's gonna develop a little bit longer, when you're bagging it up and letting it. Typically when we bag up our icing, right, it sits for a minute or two before we get it on the cookie. So take that into account when you are, trying to get it to a certain color or certain boldness and saturation level. All right, so this one would be good to bag up, but I'm gonna move over to this blue here. We did not use any electric color. We didn't use any neon to help brighten it up. We're just going straight from the colors itself and allowing it to develop. Oh, look at that. This is beautiful. This is beautiful. I did not do a swipe test on this one. I'm not worried about the amount of gel color that I have in here. I'm gonna actually add a little bit more of the royal blue. Sometimes it can be hard to get like a navy or a dark blue I'm not trying to go quite that dark, but you can still see that even though I'm not trying to go like navy blue dark, this is still nice and saturated. And one of the biggest secrets that I can give you and share with you is the fact that I do multiple colors of the same thing that helps get your color nice and saturated in a shorter amount of time. So this is something I'd be really happy with, and knowing that it's going to develop a little bit more and dry a little bit darker, this would be awesome. This would be great. Okay, I'm happy with these. I hope that you have learned something. I hope that this is helpful for you in developing some nice saturated colors, because I know sometimes, you know, when we're decorating the cookies, depending on what style and design you're doing, you really need those saturated colors. And these are some secrets and tricks that I have learned over my time decorating cookies that I hope are helpful for you. So be sure to let me know in the comments which part of this video helped you out the most, and which part are you hoping to use on your next batch of royal icing. Thank you again for watching this video. I'm so glad that you were able to join me. If you really want to improve your royal icing technique further, get really good at straight lines and getting good at straight lines fast, look no further. I've created a simple, easy to use one-page guide to help you practice and improve and master your royal icing piping technique quickly. All you have to do is click the link in the description below this video, enter your details. I'll send it directly to you in your inbox. So go right now, grab your free copy of the royal icing practice sheet right now.